Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right.
Good morning there, crowd.
Morning, Doug.
Roberta.
Good morning.
I see these other two good-looking guys in there, Gordon. I got to get their emails. Can you send me their emails? Hey, Bruce and Paul, we always doctor it up when you first come in, and then we let you have it a few meetings later. So, Gordon, can you do that for me?
I can, thank you.
Thank you, sir. When's it gonna snow? We're ready to come.
Yes.
And Gordon, you gonna have a tractor sitting there at the front
I-
gate when we
will be
walk through the
ready.
door, right? You gonna have a
Yes.
tractor with a big heater inside there with refreshments, hot cocoa and cookies, and
Absolutely. It's that important.
so yes.
Yes. Roberta, how are you? Yeah, I can't hear you. Yeah,
Got muted.
you got muted.
Okay, how about now?
Good
Okay.
morning, Roberta.
I'm good. It's gonna be sunny and 77 here today.
Oh, my goodness.
Tomorrow and through the weekend, it's gonna be 81 and
Oh,
sunny.
Roberta,
Oh, geez. No snow.
We were out on the boat yesterday.
you must be coming from Naples, Florida.
No, Newport Richie,
Port Richey, okay.
Newport Richie
Newport Richey, got it.
on the West Coast.
West Coast, gotcha.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know
Hello,
if I've ever been
Jamie.
there.
Hey, Gordon, you sound a little hoarse.
I don't know why I don't know if I picked something up. I have no idea. Yes. I was out fishing a couple of days ago. It was very cold, trout
Oh,
fishing. So got a little cold, but otherwise I'm feeling fine. Yeah,
Good.
thanks. Thanks. Hello, Grace. I guess you can't hear. It's good to see you, Grace.
I think she's muted.
I think she's muted. Yes. Yes. Great.
Hey, Jamie, hey, Jim.
Hey,
Hey, Doug.
Doug.
Hello.
Hey, Jim.
Morning, Jim.
Good morning. It was 32 degrees here when I left for the doctor's appointment this morning.
Oh, my
Oh.
goodness. So do we have Harry? I guess looking at, is Harry on?
Let's see.
I'll do a little roll call here.
Okay, thanks, Jason.
Doug Hollingsworth, Gordon Brand, Jamie Dara, Roberta Walton, Bruce, Jim Curtis, Paul, Debbie, Grace Guess, and then Karen.
Okay,
That's who's on at present.
okay. I guess in terms of just bring you up to date, the Holly said that she will not be attending the meeting. She has another commitment, although she could, if this commitment gets out in time, she could be at the tail end of the meeting. So hopefully she'll be there. We'll talk to her later on in the meeting. Do we have-
Also, Howard's not gonna be on the meeting. He sends his regrets, but he has another commitment.
Okay. I guess, Jason, do we have a quorum at this time? I assume we do, so we can start the meeting.
Oh, I'm gonna go. Karen, do you? Let's see. Bruce.
You do. I mean,
Okay,
the only
yeah, I
one
was,
only one that's missing is Harry, so you definitely have a
Okay.
form.
Karen, let's go. Turn it on.
Yeah.
Can you not
Thank
hear
you.
me?
Yes, we can hear you, but we can't see
That's the
you.
only thing that's important is you hear me.
No, Karen, you know that's not true.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Thank you again, being part of the meeting. And first thing I want to do is introduce, we start the meeting, our two committee members. Of course, Bruce. And Paul, again, thank you for being, looking forward to being part of it. And the ideas you can bring to the committee. First thing we got to do, second item on the agenda will be approve the meeting in minutes. Have you had a chance to look at it? Karen just sent them out. The meeting in minutes from October.
I have it.
Sorry about that. I thought it was attached and I didn't know until you sent that 30 minutes ago that you didn't get it. So sorry about that.
Did you get a chance to look at it?
Thought the meeting was yesterday, and then we won't tell nobody that, Karen.
Okay, all right, Doug, you're speaking way too much.
Can you get a chance to review? I'd like to approve the meeting minutes. Can you get a chance to look at them? Is that possible?
I'm sorry, Gordon, I didn't get a chance to look at them. I'm just looking at the agenda now and I see that on the but I
sent them out. It was only 10 minutes ago or less. So
Yes.
I
okay.
did have them now.
So how do we about?
We can add it to next month's agenda.
Okay. That works for me.
Okay.
Committee? Okay, great. So you get a chance to look at it. Excellent. Okay. The first item on the agenda will be discussion items, will be the marketing update. Doug, you have a lot to talk about. Doug?
Yeah, we got some good things. Had a couple of things that we've been working on, and a lot of times I will just wait and send it to everybody, a couple of days, day before the meeting, so you can kind of see it, remember it, and then we can talk about it or whatever. So I sent out 2 things yesterday, and Gordon, as soon as you send me the 2 new emails, I will send it over to our new two committee members later this morning or whenever. Excuse me. The real estate article in Gulf Central Magazine went out about a week ago, and excited about that. And these are the type articles that are not dated. Okay, so these are things that we can use if we get a new media partner. And like I mentioned to you there, both in the email when I sent out the article, and then also yesterday, that we have got a lot of people we're going to send this article out to as well. So New England, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Louisiana, Alabama. So we've got a lot of partners that we're going to be running this to. And these are the type things. Mike May, who some of y'all met, one of my golf writers, travel writers, period. We just keep them all in file, and then we let other people use them when we need to. So those are always good articles to use. So this went out. Golf Central Magazine's out of Florida. It's the #1 golf travel magazine in the Southeast. So this is perfect for us, and we're a good partner for them, and we've been working with them for many years. And so it's always nice that we can put something in every time they have something go out. So was excited about that. Second thing is the fall Sky Valley video went out. We've got it ready. Steve got it ready. I think it looks great. I agree with Gordon. He sent me a note and said he copied all y'all with the upbeat music. So this is stuff that you don't just grab pictures and grab music. You have to kind of experiment, and so it takes Steve a while to get something like this done. Pick out the right pictures with the right music and upbeat and this and whatever. And certainly having the music is worth the extra added things that we need to do with that. So excited about that. And we would love to get this up on somewhere on the Sky Valley website. And then also we will be using it, as I mentioned, in things that we do, that we can send this out in social media. We can send it out in an email. We are going to send it out to all our media partners. We're going to ask them to send it out. And so these are type things that we feel are very beneficial to us, very easy to do. We've got the video and photographs that Steve's been taking, and so to add something like this just makes it that much better that we can continue to use. Social media every week, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, short, sweet message. We do a larger, what I mean by larger, a larger base that Mike May helps me with to reach different people. And so we're going to be doing a 3-day weekend type thing. So like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where we send stuff out. So we're going to do something on Sky Valley in mid-December, just to let people know what is going on in Sky Valley. Let's see, working on a schedule with our media partners to continue to promote Sky Valley. We have quite a few members, and they do grow from radio to magazine to social media, other type people, and we have to get on their calendars in order to do make this right. So it's exciting, and it's nice that we are able to reach different regions. And now that we picked up New England, we're going to be doing more stuff with that, and the East Southern Gulf ones, and just different ones that we've been able to work with over the last few years. So working on that, which is a time-consuming type thing, trying to schedule this and get something this, and it doesn't matter what the article or message is. They'll just need to say, hey, we need something from Georgia Golf Trail. So finalizing a fan trip with 4 travel writers. Should be able to confirm this by my meeting at the PGA show in Orlando in late January. Inviting some new faces that will be able to reach millions of people. That means, over a few times, not just around the country, but also a couple of big hitters here in Georgia, because we don't want to forget about people that just live down the street from us. I'm also talking to 2 real estate people in Florida, see if they can come up as well later in the year. It's the best way still to market. Let them come up and see everything, and then go tell their audiences. I spoke to Jeff Fages of the Georgia State Golf Association. He was the gentleman who was in charge of the event this past fall, and he's again, as I spoke to him, still very excited about Sky Valley and wants to use Sky Valley as much as he can. So we're going to meet in January, and we're going to work on how we can better promote the Peach Palmetto ladies event coming up in October, because we want people in South Carolina to know about Sky Valley. Even though only bringing 8 players to Georgia, we'll be able to broadcast out to their whole South Carolina Golf Association through Jeff's help. And certainly we have a good sized database in South Carolina as well. So, and we're going to be talking about some other things as well. So it was good to talk to him and just keep that going. I have a meeting with the VP of Marketing, who's a friend of mine, with US Kids Golf. They're out of Norcross, Georgia, about hosting a kids event. And I'd spoken to him about it before, but this is a big group, big company that has grown from little of nothing to having these kids events, kids clubs, apparel, different things. I mean, it's amazing what they have done, and it's a great avenue for kids just to continue to get new clubs. My grandson uses their clubs, and it's nice where you get bigger and better, and you can just trade in your clubs and get a new club, things like that. So we would love to have them come up and have an event, and this way they bring mom and dad, and there are going to be certainly a younger crowd. Okay, and that's who we'd love to have come up and see Sky Valley firsthand, and get some interested in buying a second home, being a part of the community, that type stuff. So that's still things that we're working on to see how we can get a younger crowd to be interested in coming up. And again, once we get people there to Sky Valley, they, as you know, they love it. So they want to come back. They want to do things. So it's just keep throwing that message out there and to all different parts, different people, different regions, different associations, that type stuff. So a lot in the back of my head for 2023 that we'll probably share more in January, but still got a lot of things going on, and excited about where we are. What we have people again calling me to want to be a part of what we're doing and how we do other things. So the message out there is getting across, and excited about turning the corner and going into another year and going from there. So that's it for me.
I have a couple of questions. What about the go back on the fall radio show? Last time we talked about that, I know Jamie wasn't present at the time. What's happening there in terms of that?
And it's kind of slowed down just a little bit. I have talked to him, and he is going to put us on the docket. But putting us on the docket and doing it when it's good for us and good for the listeners is just something you got to just know about. So we talked about we could do it, but not sure how many people are. It's going to be December. Even though he's on the coast of Georgia, we still would like to maybe move it to the first part of the year. So we've got another phone meeting here in the near future to just really come up with his time. He only has an hour golf show, which only means it's only about 3 minutes. So we want to just do it right. So he certainly wants to do it, doesn't have a problem doing it. We're just trying to figure out the best time, since we were going here toward the holidays, and we don't want to miss our opportunity. Not that we can't get back on, but we just want to make sure we hit the right time.
Well, Jamie, we had the committee last time had volunteered to be the spokesperson for that. So I don't know if you had a chance.
There you go, Jamie.
Oh, you mean I got volunteered?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am. You sure did.
Thank you. Don't miss a meeting, right?
That's what happens when you miss meetings, Jamie. What happens?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I won't do that again.
It is so noted in the minute, so.
Okay,
Yes,
I,
yes.
I would agree. December probably is not a great month. It's sure
Yes.
a great month for, a lot of people being so busy. So Doug, I'm with you. If you could get that moved to January or later, that would be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. We will definitely do that. So. No, Jamie, you did such a great job last time. We wanted to do it.
Oh, smoozy.
Yeah. A couple, going back to your report, Doug, I want to just talk a little bit about the real estate article on the Gulf Central magazine. That was outstanding. I don't know everything. Have you ever had a chance to read it? The positive article on Sky Valley. Who wrote that?
Mike.
Mike did.
I believe you met Mike, didn't you?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the author, but it was right spot on. I mean,
he's good. We talk about things like this. We kind of plan ahead, and we're actually Gonna be doing something different in December. But Mike's very good and he does his homework and he looks at everything and, certainly asks me things and asks other people things. And, but yeah, we thought so too. And I was very pleased. And what was really nice was the editor of the magazine, who is a very nice lady. She, and the publisher owner is a lady, and they both were very excited about the article because that's the type of stuff they want in their magazine, and in terms of telling people about where to go, and so it makes them look better. But she wrote Mike back once, he sent it in and thought this was just fantastic. The pictures were great, the editorial was good. So not that we don't get some of that, but not like this article. This is the first article I can remember that she really got all excited about. So that's great.
Any
So
comments?
thank you, Gordon. I appreciate
Oh,
it.
that was really, if you ever had a chance.
I'll pass that on to Mike.
That was really good. The second that was the fall Sky Valley video. How can we use that? I mean, it was up. It looks very good. I like it. Short, very short. How can the committee use it? And one area is you suggested areas how we could use it.
Well, I think the best thing is to people who all of in terms of who the community works with, i.e. Rayburn County. We'd love to send it to them, see if what they can do, ask them to send it out. Just anybody that that's got social media and would tag something, so other people can read about it or see it, not read about it. But it's just an upbeat type thing. That's why I mentioned short, sweet, to the point, because if you get something too long, people kind of tend to drift off but that's the biggest thing. We will continue to use it. We'd love to certainly put it on the website somewhere. And I think you got the one from the summer, with the 4th of July stuff that, Steve had done earlier. And then he actually did another one when we first started. So any of these type videos that we get on the website are great to use. But those are, I don't know people up there in terms of different associations, different, marketing people that would help, send this out. It's something easy to do for them to do is what I'm saying. So it's not really anything, it costs anything or anything like that. So that's what I would do. I'd be thinking about who you could just send this to and say, hey, look at this. We're branching out. We're doing these type things. We'd love for you to, send it out and go from there. But I would definitely contact somebody, either Holly or Jamie or Gordon, whatever. Y'all know the people there at the Rayburn tourism people. And
I will definitely, send it, anything like that, we can send to them and ask them to put it out on their, however it works best for them.
That'd be great. Thank you, Jamie.
Doug, could we use this video and put it on the Sky Valley Country Club social media? Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
anywhere, it's y'all stuff. By having, your pictures through Steve, through the contract, it's yours to use however you want to use it. Anything that Steve does is automatically Sky Valley.
So POA, Bruce, that would be an example, website POA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And put that, grab that article and put it in there somewhere where people can just maybe want to read about, something of Sky Valley and real estate, see the pictures. So those type things that make it easy for people just to, figure it out themselves and go from there. And that's what we're trying to do. is make it very easy for people just to see stuff about Sky Valley, you know, everywhere. So no, not just, oh, we missed that ad, or we missed that article, or the TV commercial, or whatever. So we want to have different media outlets doing different things all year long. So there's no telling how many people we're reaching now based on all the things we have done each year. I mean, it's certainly in the millions. So, but that's what you got to continue to do, and go from there. So.
Okay. In the city, great. Thanks again.
Doug,
Yes,
I just
sir,
wanna
Mr. James.
I just wanted to reiterate that I thought that that video is a great deliverable. It's going to be easy to use in a lot of different places, and it's a really nice introduction to Sky Valley. Now, I recall that this is the first of a series that we're going to have seasonal ones.
Yeah, in terms of and what we need to do, you know, Steve had that one that where we all first met. He came up and took some pictures, went back and did this video. That's ours. I'm not sure where it is. I mean, we certainly have it. I don't know where it is with you guys. And then he did the one with summer or the fall. We're going to certainly, if Gordon will get us that tractor, we will get one when it snows. And then, and then combine them all, not necessarily combine them all, but where people can see them there on the websites and can continue to promote them ahead of time. Okay, so like next summer, when it's winding down, hey, we can send out the fall video again, where people can say, hey, okay, because nothing's dated. So that's one thing when you want to start doing marketing, things like that. Certainly if you have a event or whatever, it's October of 2022, that's dated. But if you have something like this that you can just continually use and have a library where you can go back, and that's what we're doing with all the pictures, that you can use all the photos and videos anytime in the future. So you want to make it as simple as you can for people, or they're just not going to want to deal with it. So these days, I mean, you can just ask people to stick it on their social media, where it may be, Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, anything, and just say, hey,
Each one of us could actually stick it on our own personal social media.
well,
Hey, if you're so inclined.
Jamie, we know you have about 1 million followers, so that sure would really help.
You would be
Pretty good.
surprised. I'm not much into it, but I'm just thinking.
No,
Some people are.
and that's great, because we all know people. It's surprisingly who you know. I mean, we do stuff when Mike and I do this 3-day weekend type social media blitz, and we send it out to different people. We've had a radio station in Hawaii, send it out to all of their 11,000 people. Well, that's just one person in a radio station that has 11,000 followers. I got friends that came up there and spent the night up there and did some stuff. They have like 19,000 followers, so we're gonna send stuff to them, and so it's real simple. I mean, it doesn't cost us anything to retweet something or put it on Facebook or something like that. So having these type things and continuing to use them in the best way is just going to get everybody excited about Sky Valley all year round.
Good. Very good. Thank you for the report. Excellent report.
Can I say something to Doug? I want to thank you, Doug, for continuing to promote the Peach Plum Model Ladies Tournament.
Yes,
I appreciate you being involved in that. Look forward to working with you on that.
Well, as I told Jeff the other day, used to be very involved with the TSGA and also the Georgia PGA, and that I was very surprised. I don't know if you remember this, when I talked to Jeff while he was there, that he'd never been to Sky Valley in his 19 years of working with the TSGA. And these are how little things fall through the cracks. Well, then now we have the biggest supporter ever, you know, and he's telling me about, yeah, he's talking to the guy from South Carolina, and it's our turn to host. And oh, I've got this great new place that I found, you know, and
No.
that's the story. Whoop, there goes Doug. That's the story of what we're trying to do. And you get somebody that has the I don't know, marketing. Here I'm way down here. Hello.
Yeah, there we go.
And then that's a huge story. So it's not just a few people who will be up there playing golf, but it's all the people we're going to hit, you know, beforehand and certainly afterwards. Hopefully the Georgia ladies will win. That would be great. And you know, we'll promote that in different areas. So, and then we'd love to do more of that. Georgia PGA has, you know, events. Other different associations have events. I mean, you know, we have some great junior programs right here in the state of Georgia. And so there's a lot of things like that, but that takes years sometimes to get on their calendar. So, but we definitely will, Roberta. So,
Okay, thank you.
Very
yes,
good.
ma'am.
Very good. Okay, the next item on the discussion item is the website report. Jason, and would you update on that, please?
Yes, I will. The website, of course, is up and running. I do visit it from time to time. There hasn't really been a lot of new material added to it, but we do. We use the city Facebook and the Visit Sky Valley Facebook to steer traffic to it. I have posted the video that Denberg made to both the city website and the City of Sky Valley and the Visit Sky Valley Facebook pages, as well as the article. So that's out there.
Good.
I may have mentioned this in last month's meeting. If not, I want to mention it now, but we have made an offer to a lady for the communications specialist position. They are slated to start the middle of this month. We're very excited about that. And the plan is for them, once they get here, to really take this thing to the next level. But that's really all I have to report on the website at present.
That's very good. What's her name again, Jason?
Her name is Sharon.
Yeah.
Everybody, her name is Sharon Van Camp. She is actually, and I hope to introduce her next meeting. She's actually retiring as a teacher. Her and her family have a house here in Sky Valley. They're actually relocating from Texas. And so she is retiring here this month from a long career in teaching. Excellent references, has a lot of audio visual type experience. So there's some transferable skills there. And so we are excited about her coming on board. And you know, the plan is that she will work with the Lawsons and kind of pick up where we left off or lost back when Rhonda left months ago. But we think she's going to be a great asset and really can help with the marketing efforts.
That is such good news.
Yes. Yes, thank you for that report. Okay, and I guess she'll be part of the, when we agree on the next meeting?
That's the
Be part of
plan.
that?
It
Okay,
was.
fantastic.
I was going to try to see if she could be a part today, but I think they're actually in process of moving
Okay.
again from Texas. So yeah, but we're
good.
we
Well,
absolutely plan on having her on the next meeting.
Well, that's very good news. Thank you, Jason. Okay, we're going on to Forward Raven marketing report. Anything to update to us on this, Jamie?
There's probably not a whole lot to update, but I'll just do a quick of the current things going on, which is USA Today, Go Escape Winter. That's a national ad. USA Today Hunting and Fishing. That's national. WSB TV Travel Promo Fall, including dedicated Rabun County page on their website, which that's a great thing, the WSB thing. Fall Georgia's Great Places, Fall Travel, Taste and Tour, Digital and Print, Southern Travel, Lifestyle, Fall, Oxford Fall, Digital Newsletter, Atlanta Magazine, Southbound, November Women's Day issue, which is more of a regional. November Georgia Public Broadcasting Program Guide, Holiday North Georgia Vacation Guide, Holiday Atlanta Parrot Magazine, and that surprisingly is one of our top things that really gets a lot of hits and a lot of response on our website from the Parrot Magazine. Those are, everywhere, especially in doctors' offices, and young people are picking those up. Let's see, where did I leave up? The Atlanta Hawks 22-23 season home game program, the UGA football program, NCAA championship commemorative issue will be in. The Clayton Tribune and all of its subsidiaries, the CNI websites, of course, Forward Rabin, North Georgia Visitors Map and State Parks. We're in all of those. We've got 2 billboards. Forward Rabin sponsored Rabin County High School football program and football live stream, the Jumbotron. Rabin County's on that. Every other weekly newsletter and daily social media post on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and WIC video running in all state parks. That's what's currently on right now. Upcoming for winter is going to be the Winter Travel Taste and Tour, the Oxford American Print, Winter Southern Edge Magazine, Peach Bowl program, Encore Playbill, which is the playbills for the Atlanta Ballet, Anastasia, the Fox program for Tina and Blumenthal and Giovanni, the opera, the Atlanta Symphony. We're in the playbill of all of those, Rabin County. Again, December, January, February, Georgia Public Broadcasting, December, Good Housekeeping, the Atlanta Regional, next 5 issues of Smoky Mountain Living. We're in Blue Ridge Country Magazine, Savor Georgia Magazine, Southern Travel and Lifestyles, some more GP Georgia Public Broadcasting. And see, we're in the 23, we're in the State Parks Guide for Great Places. We're in the Explore Georgia Travel Guide. And then we have a whole list of opportunities that we're working on. Projects that are in progress right now are A Fork in the Road, and that's a TV show. I know you've probably seen it, but it's a great TV show, and it's about farming, and we're in it, I guess, because we're the farm to table county in Georgia. Atlanta Travel and Adventure Show in March. We'll be advertising and be part of that. We're doing a ticket giveaway for Georgia Championship Playoff Guide, and then they're working on a Rabin County promo video. So we can see about our Sky Valley video and see if that could fit in with them in any way, working on the county's promo video. But there's a lot going on, and in January these will still be going on, so that at that point there won't be a whole lot to update. We don't have a meeting in December. We don't meet again until the first of the year, so lots going on. In fact, one interesting thing, National Geographic publication reached out to CJ, liking what Georgia was doing, Rabin County was doing for Explore Georgia, and asking if we would like to be in that publication. She declined it because the market was probably not the best fit for us, or the cost of it, probably was not the best for what we would gain from it. But I thought that was pretty interesting that they were impressed, you know, with all the marketing that's being done for Forward Raven. So
Thank you,
that's,
Jamie. A lot going on. Wow.
it is.
Any
And we,
questions?
you know, we send our things there, so we are definitely part of that. We get the benefit from it.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, the next item on agenda is the photos, videos of Steve Denver to shoot. We've been talking about that. We want to make sure that for our photo gallery that we capture everything that we're looking for the committee wise, and that was one of our major goals. Is there anything you want to add to this photo gallery? I know we're talking about, and Doug is most anxious to come up here during a snowstorm. Is there anything else? Is there anything we can add? You know, we're looking at snow. We want to get obviously winter photos. Anything else that we should be adding as we go along here? I know last time you commented a little bit about some of the changes in the types of photos, Jamie.
Yes. And I still feel that way. We need to, you know, I think I mentioned it then, but
Yes.
I haven't seen the last photos. We were gone most of November, so I'm just trying to get caught back up. But Doug, that when he came up the last time, I don't know if Jason, if he sent those to you or, well, I haven't seen them, in other words. So I don't know what he did then that might have been included in them, you
I
know,
don't believe
different
he did.
shots kind of thing.
So
Well, the lady who came because Steve was out of the country and did the fall festival. I guess,
Yeah.
I'm sure, I haven't really talked to Jason. I'm sure she's sure has given the those photos to Jason.
Yeah, I've seen those.
You've seen those, okay. Yeah, I don't think Steve, I'm trying to remember, we did certainly not get up there in November, or did we?
I was thinking you all came in November, or it was after Fall Fest that I thought you all came. It
Yeah,
might have
we
been the last week
did.
of
We
October.
did. We came up there and took some more house pictures. Oh yeah, that's when Steve stayed for he took pictures of the event that was going
Yes,
on.
that's
Oh, what do you call it? Tuesday
Tapas.
night, whatever.
Tapas.
Tapas, thank you.
Yes.
And then he stayed for the ladies' garden thing the next morning,
Luncheon.
about 10 o'clock, just to get some more pictures of people in the clubhouse doing things. And then some more, I was with him that day. We just took some pictures of more houses and new construction and trying to get a bunch of new things. Certainly not the golf course. Although I'm sure we took some. Clubhouse. We did make sure we got all the hay bales. Now is that one we took the pictures and Gordon, you were there? Was that, or that
Yes.
before, of all the office staff and policemen?
That was before. That was before.
Okay, that was.
Yes.
You seen all those, Jamie?
No, I haven't.
I have not.
Okay.
Nor have I.
Okay. Let me double check and see, because I think Steve was trying to get the rest of that drive full. So, which I think would take a lot of pictures, he said, because the drive's fairly big. So I'll get with him and find out and
That goes to the next item that we haven't decided on yet. Where we store them, I think what Steve was doing is waiting in lieu of purchasing another hard drive. Would we give him the existing drive they have and store the photos on that instead of buying a second one? He suggested that. Didn't make a lot of sense to buy a second one. And we take the existing hard drive that he sent to us and add those videos, photos on it. And I guess we get to that point where do we go from here? That's the next item on the agenda. How do we store it and where should it be stored and so forth? Jason, maybe you can talk about that, since last time you were going to talk about possible sites where it could be stored.
We still have, I believe, Jamie, do you still have the hard drive? Did you
I
bring it back?
do.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And I was just thinking, if that's going to be the case, then it just needs to be packaged up and mailed to him, I guess, to Steve. But we really need a site, Jason. I'm
Yes.
Yep.
turning it back to you.
That's really going to be the job one or duty one from day one when Sherry gets on board.
Yes.
She's going to be dedicated to really taking this and running with it. But and to include trying to get a Google Drive or something like that to store this, because right now, being hard drive, if something were to happen to that, I'd hate for those to be lost. I'm sure Steve has a copy. We'd have to just get another copy, but if we can avoid that, that would be, at all possible.
So I know, of course, the discussion is where it should be stored, once as future photos come in, as we add to the library, and then how we have access to this. And would this be something, who will be making that kind of decision? And of course, Jamie, you were going to look at, once you got the hard drive, you had the hard drive, what we might eliminate that we don't need and obviously discard it. There's probably a ton of photos, videos that we simply don't need and could delete them.
Yeah, that will be, I haven't gotten to that. Like I said, I was gone most of November, but that would be just in the organizational process, as we're trying to put them in categories,
Right.
just eliminate those that we know we would never use and not,
Right.
not as good.
Right. So Jason, what would be the next step? I know we keep on kicking this can down. It looks like we're maybe going to come up with a solution here.
I think it's just getting the hard drive back and uploading those videos to a cloud-based platform that they can be stored and accessed by others, and just having this person on board who can be dedicated to that time to do it.
Okay. You think this is something that I know new that we could look at in December at all, or?
I think so, yeah. Sharon is supposed to start on the 19th, which is, I believe, a
Okay.
Monday.
Okay.
As we're getting towards the end of the year, that's typically, knock on wood, kind of a slower time. So as she's kind of getting her feet wet, getting into things, that's going to be something that I'm going to try to get her to tackle.
Good.
And so I think from talking with her, as I mentioned earlier, she has a lot of transferable audio visual skills. I think at her previous school, she did a lot of this type of stuff. So I feel like there should be a very short learning curve, and I definitely feel like this is something that once we have this person that can do this, we can do this very quickly. So to answer your question, we're hoping late December, early January.
Fantastic. So I guess looking, that's very, very good. So the existing hard drive, Jamie, you have it. And then
Yes.
What should we do between the time of getting Steve to, download suggestions there? How should we handle that?
I mean, we can mail this back and then he'd have to mail it back to us, or we could wait and hopefully come up with a platform that he would have access to and he could just upload it.
That makes sense.
I think that makes more sense.
Yes. Is that doable, Jason? I think that I like that.
Yes, I think so, yes.
Yes, okay. Very good. I think that would be the approach we'll use. And then possibly by our next meeting, we could have something will happen. You work on it and we'll have some update at our next meeting. Good. Any comments on that committee on you going in that direction? Bruce, are you a video expert?
No, I'm not.
No. Nor am I. Okay. Well, I like that. Very good. Any other comment? Thank you. That's it looks like we're gonna come up with a solution for that. That's excellent. Again, in terms of the type of videos we're looking for or photos, we got the winter scenes, you know, and then of course we're coming to the end of the year with Steve and his contract. Anything else that you like to see shot for Steve between now and the end of the year? At this point, okay.
You know, can we use, like we do have 2 parties coming up between now and the end of the year as far as the club goes, where we have gatherings of people. Do we need any of those, either by Steve or from somebody else local that we could actually, the quality is good enough to use for something like that? But it's winter time, so I don't know that exterior photos, except for catching that snow.
Yeah. Doug, you might comment. I know I talked to Steve on a little bit what he thought of the last photo sessions, and he wanted more, but maybe you could add to what Steve had to say about the gatherings of the.
Well, he just had said, and I think we've taken care of some of this, just the more people we can get in shots. I think we've certainly talked about this. It just goes over better.
Yeah.
Certainly families, you know, granted, again, it's outside, so it's more gonna have to be more, you know, inside the clubhouse or pro shop or, you know,
We just finished decorating the clubhouse. It looks really, really nice. So that would be some good shots, some festive shots of decorations.
Yeah, he was looking for that and it just wasn't there in a flower shop, you know, in terms of garden club. We didn't get quite the flowers and the kind of stuff he was trying to shoot. What are those dates again, Jamie? You might send them to, you're talking about the Christmas party.
Yeah, that's on the 17th, I believe, and then, of course, New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, yes.
17th and New Year's Eve.
Got it. Okay, I'll follow up with Steve on that and Doug. Good, okay.
Doug, I was just gonna just add, I received a email from Steve talking about trying to come up when we have a snow event. If you happen to relay to him, just watch the weather, just like we will. We have already begun the process of preparing, getting our equipment, material in order for snow. I know when he came up back in January, I think there was about a foot of snow on the ground, so I don't know. It'd be nice to get snow. If it's a very tremendous snow event, it may be not advantageous to come up because just the difficulty of getting around with the guys. We're devoted so much time to just clearing the roads, etc. But I did get his message, and
good.
if we do get a snow event, maybe it'll just be a couple 3 inches that's manageable, that's still pretty for photography, but
Right. No, totally understand,
Yeah.
Jason. It's a
Okay.
lot. And so, yeah, Steve's definitely wanted, I was kidding with Gordon, but he definitely would like to have a ride with one of your guys who has the bigger outdoor vehicles that can, you know, get around. And something like this, you don't need, you know, 100 pictures. So you just need to take a few things of some snow in different areas. And so I don't think you're talking about a lot of things if everything goes well. So now the key is y'all are going to know more about what's going on than we are, because Atlanta is, you know, they can say, hey, baby snow's coming and we don't get anything, but y'all get a dusting or 3 or 4 or 5, 6 inches or whatever. So please just inform Steve or myself and just say, hey, it looks like next Tuesday, you know, we're going to get some snow. So Steve and I have already said, I mean, unless just something, you know, terrible happens, we will take off up there and get some pictures.
I'll be the point contact on that with Steve and Doug, if we can get it, so that communication with them, if we find it and you hear about the snow, whatever it is, work through me and I'll work through Doug and Steve to make that happen, okay?
Since you bringing the vehicle, the hot chocolate and the cookie,
I'll
that
do
certainly
that.
works for me.
I'll have
I will
Jason
add,
that'll work out. That's
I
good.
will
Alright.
add, if Steve does come up, he just may want to bring a bag pair because
Yeah.
you don't ever know. I mean, last time
Yeah.
back in January, the guys were working like 20 hours straight. You just can't get off the mountain.
Right.
Yeah,
Very good.
I agree. And we'd even talked about that even beforehand, Jason. If we knew for sure it was gonna rain, it was gonna snow on Tuesday and we come up on Monday and
Yeah.
it's been Monday night. Now, how we do that, I don't know, because we usually have to get, Bill's house and something like that. So, but so we're there, ready to go, or at least Steve is. We want to make Steve's one of the camera. Doug's just helping him do different things, and he's asking me where to go and things like that. So that's the reason I come up with him, just to make sure it all gets done. But so definitely we thought about that. So and then if it, like last time it snowed so much, he was afraid it was going to melt, and I tried to do, let's hold off another day. And so it probably would have been better to hold off another day, but you never know. And you want those perfect pictures because it just doesn't snow that often. So, but hopefully, and again, if you remember, y'all didn't get that much snow last year, not like you normally do. So just keep that in mind, and just y'all all just kind of remind Gordon so he can get in touch with us and we can go from there. So,
Right.
because we really want to do it right. And I think it'd be beautiful to see. I've certainly seen some past snow pictures from up there. So
Good.
it'd be great.
Okay. All righty. Coming to the end of now we're talking about the marketing 2023 budget. Is the draft. And I guess what we want to do on this draft is try to have the budget approved. As you know, all the budget has to be approved by the city council. And I'd like that done by January so that we have a pretty good idea, in terms of when programs come up, we can commit what is the expenses. And so looking at this draft, I prepared the draft to send it to you. And like you, what we'll do is go over it. If everyone had a chance to look at it before we go into it, the budget draft. And essentially what it'll be is revenues and expenses. Doug, you can be certainly part of this, or, this in terms of non-voting. If you wish to leave the meeting, you can. So essentially we'll be talking about it.
It's up to y'all. So I mean, I'm certainly say my 2 cents and I can log off. But it is a pleasure and has been for long before I was on this committee, when I did some stuff with them early on a few years ago, and we tried to get on and did some stuff. But I truly can say y'all have got a wonderful community up there. As I just said earlier, you have a great story, a hidden gem, you want to call it, that just needs to get out there, and being able to be a part of doing this and seeing the great comments that I get from fellow media marketing people is very fulfilling. You guys do not get to see most of that, but it's been my pleasure, and I've enjoyed it, and still got a lot of things to do. And it's, this is the type of stuff that, marketing is just all the time. So this is not something you stop and pick back up in 3 years and things like that. So you got a great product. We're getting this, story out, and excited about, new things and new ways we can go toward that. So I certainly appreciate all y'all, and certainly the mayor and the chauffeur who's not here today. Don't tell him I said that.
Well, thanks, Doug. Thank you. What you've done. Great job. Thank you.
All right, everybody, have a great week. What are you thinking about the next meeting there, Gordon? Or you can write me or tell me or whatever?
Yeah, we're looking at the next meeting, if this is approved, December the 29th.
December 29th.
Yes. And I'll confirm that.
Oh, let's see what.
That is,
All right, let me double
that's on,
check.
it should be the last Thursday. If that works out.
Yeah,
for the
I'm
committee.
fine. I got something going on that New Year's. Gotta
Great.
go to a
Should
wedding.
be a short meeting, more or less on the budget. Very good.
All right,
Thank you, Doug.
thank
Thank you,
y'all.
Peter. Appreciate
Don't
it.
forget, hey, don't forget to send me everybody's email there, Gordon. Appreciate it. And I'll send
Karen.
everything back out to everybody.
Oh, I will. Thank you much.
The new people. All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Bye, Doug.
Bye.
Aye.
Okay, let's go over, because this is very important in terms of the budget draft. Essentially, I put together, if you look at, if you have a chance, the 2021, 2022, and 23, and essentially I looked at the existing expenses for 2021, 22, and then 23 obviously will be the budget.
Gordon,
Yes.
excuse me for interrupting, but I didn't remember seeing it, and I'm looking right now through trying to see if I got it, and I don't find it. What date did you send it? Do you remember?
Did the rest of them get them? I'm looking at. I sent it to all the maybe. Go back on it. It's been several weeks ago. There it is.
November 22nd.
November 22nd. Okay, thank you.
It was sent out to several people. I can re-forward it to you, Jamie, if need be.
Do you mind?
If you got
Great.
your-
Yeah, I'd like him if you can look at it. Does everyone else have a copy of it?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I pulled up.
Should be coming your way right now.
Okay, thank you.
You know, it might not have been, I might not have sent it to you, Vince, since you're not a voting member on it. That's possible.
Okay,
My mission, but we still want you to be part of it. Yes,
okay.
yes.
Gordon, if I
Yes.
can interrupt you for a minute, we had a country club board meeting on Monday,
Yes,
and the board voted to include $5,000 in our budget as a commitment to the marketing committee.
thank you.
So,
Very good.
Just wanted to give you that information.
Thank you. Well, let's start out
Club. See,
5,000.
okay, that's
Well,
and that's the
thank you.
club. I'm just making notes. That's the club.
That's for the country club's
Oh, okay, thank
contribution.
you. Yeah, I was just making some notes here. Thank you.
Okay,
We're going to go, I'm going to do is thank you very much, Karen. We're going to do on this is we'll start off and you can see the expenses as you go through and we can shorten it up. You have take 22 and let's take the budget of let's go from the top carryover funds. We're going to have $3,000. What I want to do is give you an idea just the expenses, what carryovers that we want to carry over for 2023. And then the city is, in terms of monetary, they call it contributions committed so far. Now we have the Sky Valley budget, the city, they have budgeted 5,000. The POA, I don't know about POA, and we have the club now at 5,000, and we have, in this case here, will be now at 10, we have a total of 10,000. At this point, have you heard anything else, Bruce or Paul, in terms of the POA?
I heard we were going to do 2,500 to start off with,
2,500? We're looking for the total for the year, so it's. So you're just going to say 2,500?
I had a note from Grace, and Grace, you may want to click your audio, indicating that they were waiting for the next meeting of the POA to get approval for additional funding.
And Paul, when are we looking at that time? Do you have any idea of the next meeting?
I don't know, Grace, can you click your,
I think she hits the space button. It should unmute her. if she's on a laptop or PC.
Yeah, you may see your little red microphone there if you can click on that. She can't hear us probably. Yeah, I received an email and you may have received an email as well, Bruce. There you are, Grace.
There we go.
Yeah, I hadn't really planned to do another board meeting until like February or March for the POA. But what the POA had done in the last, looking at our budget, was that we'd given 2,500 to start and then gave another 2,500 later. Since we're not doing ad sales for the directory again this year, our budget's going to be tight because we won't have that income. So I would anticipate that the board would agree to do a total for the year of 5,000 is what I would anticipate.
Yeah. Yep. I guess what we're trying to, let's go through it and then get an idea, if we can, in terms of the marketing committee, so that we have a summer committee, and I know it's difficult, is that everything that, all expenses we have to be approved by the city. And that isn't always easy. It can be done, but anything that comes up, you have a budget. I always like to have a dollar budget, but in this case here, you have to have a line item budget for expenses, and it has to be very detailed. And so if it's not in that, you could have a budget of 20,000, but if you only have line item expenses of 10,000, that's what you get. So even though you have revenues in there, so it's really important that we can itemize and line item our expenses. We'll go into the expenses as we hear. Maybe we could do that and go back. So I don't know how we can do that. But it is an issue that we have to deal with, or we delay the budget, which I prefer not to do. Let's go back and let's go through the following here and go down to the rest of the budget and just get an idea what we have. For the checking account, we expect to have a balance, carryover balance of $5,365. So in terms of our total contribution to date, now we can say, I originally sent out 10,000. Now, if we add on 5,000 plus 2,500, we can maybe add those on. So we're at 10,365.81, 5,000, 2,500. We're at 17,000. We take total contributions and carryover balance will be at 17,865. 865.80. Okay, so the assumption is that at this point, with the contributions of 5,000 from the city, POA is 2,500, and I can understand that. The club is 5,000. The total is going to be 7, and with the checking account estimate carryover, we're going to have 70,865. That's essentially what we have in terms of revenues, money. Expenses, let's look at expenses and then see, okay, what we do there. I propose that golf life is 9,000 to 2021, 22, and then 2023. In this case here, there'd be no increase in that. And I highly encourage us, we're looking at, do we do it? We cut back, what do we cut back in expenses in that? But he's at 9,000. Advertising, if we go through advertising, it's pretty flat. We have traffic visitor map guide. We've had that in 2021, but we don't need it. We have essentially more printed materials, and we have exhibits, so I don't see us needing to do any additional printing of visitor map guide. We have the Mountain Lake Publishing Vacation Guide. There's 3 editions. I'd look at that. That's very good. $1,500. Mountain Lake Publishing Vacation Guide, 3 editions. Clayton Tribune, Mountain Travel Magazine, $1,190. So we're having essentially advertising of $2,690. Do we cut that back? Professional services, this is a big one. Last year, of course, 2 years, we had Steve Denberg of $8,000, and I don't see him doing that this year, but I do see that possibly we have other photography opportunities, and I put in $1,000. So just an example. So these are all discussion items that go along. General supplies, materials, cost of goodie bags. Last year was $180. I put up $300, and that really doesn't cover a lot. I know when Jamie looked at just bags alone, they cost more than that if we had printed bags, special bags. So it's a small amount of money. And then hay bale materials. Last year we had budgeted $500 and I spent out $239. So we have $300 into the budget. And so the subtotal error is $600. Not a lot of money. And going to the second page here, Mid-South Senior Tournament. Last year, I'm sorry, the Fall Fest T-shirt donations, we had $300 and I added $350, and that's something we look at. Mid-South Super Senior Tournament, I thought that's something we should be involved again and again, be $1,250, the same thing as last year. Then if we take all our total adjusted expenses, we're at $14,890. In 2020, we were at 24,000. We had 21,615 last year, and our expenses are down to 14,890. So you can see we've reduced our expenses from last year, 21 down to 14,890. Now, some additional marketing expenses that I think we should seriously look at is meal and housing costs for media visiting, advertising, promotion. Right now, we got people, spending a lot of money out of pocket expenses on this. And an example for taking care of, let's say, housing, they have to have laundry service and so forth. So this is done by Bill Tice and a few other people that have had people come out. And I think having media visit us, somehow we should have put in some money there to take care of some of those expenses. So I put in $1,500. So it's still a small amount. So we get back to total expenses of $16,390, and contributions committed now, we can say if we adjust it is 5,000 plus 10,000, $12,500. If we take total contribution committed of the three, 5, 10, yeah, $12,500, estimated carryover balance of a checking account of $5,361. Let's see what that is. 12,000. Maybe someone could help me in that. 12,000. 17,000.
Not quite $18,000.
About, yeah, 17,86180. So that's essentially a checking account. That would be what's available, 17,861. Contribution carryovers from carryover balance of 10. So say we of a 70,000, and we take out $3,000 for the carryover funds. We're saying for 2023, we're going to have a checking account carryover balance of $3,000. So it puts us down at 14,860. Yeah. $14,861. So that allows us, in this terms, revenues of $14,861. And if we take out what is available for expenses, our total expenses were projected at $14,890. So we're covering ourselves, if that makes sense, but it's very, very close. Jason, any comments on that? Just looking at, there's really not much I would proceed, I guess, at this point here.
I checked the balance today in the account. There's $10,294.81. Outstanding left to be paid
Yeah.
at the end of this year. We should have one more December payment for Doug. Today's December 1st, $750. We received the final Denver bill of $1,689.56. That's $2,439.56. Doug doesn't always cash his checks. There may be on that balance that may reflect one or two checks that he may not have cashed, but right now there's about, I would imagine there may be a couple he hasn't cashed, because that leaves about $7,800 in the checking account. Looking here, if you have some carryover, $12,500, if you have the 5,000 carryover, that's about 17,500. You take the 16,390, you're looking at about $1,000 and some change difference. So it would be, you would be using pretty much everything that the city has committed. We've been told the club is committed, the 2,500 front for POA, and the carryover balance after everything clears
Right.
for this year. So that 16,000, and I'm just doing right here, shoot from the hip numbers, about $1,100-1,200 would be carryover for 24. If the POA contributes another $2,500, that would obviously take it to 3,000 something.
So we're looking at, if you're taking all expenses out, the best of your knowledge at this, there'll be a carryover of 2022 of how much? Originally we thought it'd be 5,361. You think it'll be what?
Well, I really need to go in and just double check again to see.
Yeah.
Doug has been paid from a cursory look up to December. Now, has all those checks cleared? I'll have to go back and see. But looking at the what we have left, I will say this: from what I can tell, just out of transparency, the marketing committee has overspent for this year. So I do need to point that out. It looks like when the dust clears, it's going to be about $17,633.02. The budget that was approved back, I believe, in May by the council was $17,385. That leaves an overage of $248.02. So I think it is important to point that out. That will have to be addressed either through a budget amendment to adjust for that overage. Another option might be, and again, I'm just shooting from the hip here. The difference maker may be that $300 donation that was made to the city for the shirts. If that were to be redonated back, that would put y'all back solid. But
well, let me remind you that we originally had that. That's part of the estimated. We thought we had those revenues in there. So the numbers I'd gotten from you initially, it stated we had the revenues there, but sometimes these checks aren't always sent in. So we thought we had the additional revenues. That's why they were approved. The information we received, that would be covered. And apparently it was not. But looking at committee from
Harry Collins, 770-410.
I'm muted, Harry. So
yeah, I think we're looking at it for the year, and it's difficult when the city approved it. It took several months. And what we're trying to do is get this thing so we have it for a yearly, and it's hard when the city approved the budget. Was it May or June? And look at, we can get this budget approved in January or so. I guess at this point, we want to have some solid numbers. Jason, if we can come up with try to estimate what the carryover will be, because that's so important in terms of the budget. In committee, we can delay this until the next meeting. I think we need to, but I want you to look at expenses at this point and see, is there anything to add? Obviously, this is a draft. And obviously, more revenues, we can do more things. What do you see in terms of expenses here? You're looking at it. What would you like to add, take away? So again, it's a draft at this point.
So do you have Steve? I mean, it looks like to me you have Steve Dinsburg in there as an expense.
No, I don't have him as an expense. I have $1,000 just in case we might go to a local photographer.
Okay.
Maybe we had, this is just option. I thought we're going to have we might have some opportunities here, and a local photographer or Steve could do it, possibly $500 a shoot. It could be, that's what apparently it looks like it is. So that I put in 2 shoots at $500. So it could be Steve. I'm keeping it open at this point. I'm open to all suggestions, believe me. But I thought we should continue this, update it, and possibly use the local photographers. If we can work it out where we can add, once we get our where we store it and so forth. So that's easy, something to add, add to it. Someone, a professional who could add videos or photos to it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Committee, anything else? Go ahead.
Just to say that the new expense in this budget that we haven't had before is the meal and housing costs for the media.
Yes.
Visiting Sky Valley. And yeah, I agree that a lot of private people have been shelling out to do that.
Yes.
And I think this is a high multiplier expense. I mean, getting the media people up here, that's the raw material for a lot of what we're putting out there. So I think that's well justified.
And if you have other items you would like to add, maybe additional programs we don't have, it appears at this time in terms of revenues. That's why it's so important to try to plan this thing out. A lot of these things are done, a year, 6 months in advance. And
right.
To have a planning so we can go ahead with this and to get the city to approve it. And so we can go on with it. Any other expenses here? So you're looking at it, we're going from in terms of 2001 to 2021, we're at 24,000. Now we're at 14,000, added. It's a positive. I think we're doing a very good job of what the money we have in terms of where we're getting the marketing efforts we're getting are outstanding for the money we're spending.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, but everything is based on revenues. Any other comments in terms of expenses? Add on, Bruce, Paul?
I would just mention that one of the opportunities for photography is the use of drones. That is especially good in the time of snowfall, because it can give a more universal glimpse of the environment without going there. The drone technology is such that it's inexpensive for 4 times a year. So that could be something that you might consider, Gordon, if you haven't. There are a lot of photographers who are using drones, especially for marketing and real estate. And so they're available. And I'm sure Doug has an opportunity to look in that area as well.
Steve, in this case, has the drones, and some of them have been very excellent. The works that we have in the drones have been excellent. But yes, I agree with that. One of the keys has always been having someone have the quality, and then somehow where do you put them? How do you store them? And having people who do it, the professionals, photographers, who in doing this, and then they can again transfer and where is it sent to? So we have all these different areas. But yes, very good point. And I guess in terms of the additional expense of $1,000, I think the estimate I had that is that the local photographer, it was somewhat in that case what they would have to pay $400 to $500 if he come in and just did some local work for a day. Is there any other? Yes, go ahead, Roberta. Yes.
I appreciate the inclusion of the $1,250, which we got last year, which was split between Mid-South and the GSGA senior tournament. I would very much like to see that included again, because we have the Mid-South probably going to be here again. Expect another tournament. We do have the Peach Palmetto with the women coming in that we'd like to do some promotion, because it's not only in Georgia, but very close and so from people from South Carolina also. I would suggest though, instead of calling it just the Mid-South, that it's possible to call it golf tournament promotions. That way it doesn't lock us into one particular group, and it can actually be spread among several to take more use of it and spread it over more tournaments.
Okay. So you want to call it golf promotion?
Golf tournament promotion, something along the lines, rather than just calling it Mid-South.
Okay, I guess.
I think it makes it more generic, and it leaves it open to these other tournaments that may come in, understanding we have a set budget there.
Jim, your comments in terms from the city standpoint, does that work in terms of approval from the councilman on something like this?
I mean, each time a request is made for it would have to be, an approval from the marketing committee, but I would rather see a generic category than just call, generic, rather than a specific just for Mid-South.
Yes. To me, you'd have the funds of that amount of funds, and then not having to go to the city council for a specific $200, Jim, how do you handle that so that ideally we don't have to go in each time to get a line item for a small amount? I'd rather have it on a fund that's approved and allow the committee to make that decision based on the request of the club. Jim, any comments?
Nope.
Okay.
But you're right.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just going to recommend, I know I don't vote on this, but as you're working on this budget, a determination of flexibility, maybe just say 9,000 communications, 2690 advertising, 1,000 professional services, 600 supplies. That way you have the flexibility. Because last year y'all asked for the flexibility to spend the money as long as you didn't go over. That would probably give you the flexibility to, if you have $2,690 set aside for advertising, instead of being painted into the corner of $1,500 for Mountain Lakes and $1,200 for the Clayton Tribune, if you want to flip that around, you can, as long as you just don't go over that $2,690.
Got it.
You may decide there's another advertising outlet that you want to use that you didn't put down. So that's just a suggestion. I think that would be one of the parameters of transparency, as long as it it fits that line item.
I like that a lot, Jason. Committee, yes, that will give us the flexibility. Yes, I like that a lot. As long as the city, council has approved the dollar amount in that each item. I like that a lot. Comments? Yes, especially when Roberta was saying. Jamie?
I agree. I think that's
I like that a lot.
Way to go.
Yes, yes, terrific. Yes, excellent. Gives it the flexibility. Okay, going back to the expenses again, we're going to kick this down to the next meeting, but as you see here, the key is in terms of our carryover. Are there any other expenses that you like to see, any other programs at this time you like to add, or is there anything we should delete that you see from the proposed budget.
I'll just add that I'm sure Doug will be sending his last invoice. We are actually going to be paying Denberg his final installment. So by the 29th, we should have a better picture of exactly what you have as far as
Okay.
dollars. Things should be clearing and even before then, I'll let you know, Gordon, but certainly by the meeting
Yeah,
time, I think
that would be fantastic.
we will have a better picture of where we're at finishing out the year, since we'll be technically
Great.
at the end of the fiscal year.
For the POA, could you go back, and it would sure be nice if we could, thank you for the 2,500. It would be sure nice if there was some way we could get some commitment. I know for the 5,000, really, so we get this thing out of the way in terms of planning for the budget. Is there any way between now and our next meeting, if that works out, that you could discuss it with the POA, maybe somehow, I don't know, a Zoom meeting, whatever, and see if that could be bumped up to a commitment of 5,000? I think we'd probably do the 5,000, but it'd be nice if we get planned for it.
Yeah, I will email the board
Okay,
and find out how everybody's feelings.
that would be fantastic. Thank you. Discussion at all? That'd be great. Great. Thank you. Any other comments on in terms of the budget itself? If there's anything, so what we will do is we will continue it and we'll discuss it at our next meeting. Okay, and then hopefully Grace at this time will have an answer for us. Or if any other suggestions, additions you'd like to have in terms of, and I'll send up an updated proposed budget on it based on what Jason was saying. And Jason should have a little better idea. Hopefully, have a very good idea of what the carryover is. Any other comments at all?
Just that I'm optimistic for this year, even though we have a smaller budget than we've had in some years in the past. We've now got the photo library. We've now got the website. The city is hiring Sharon to assist. So now that we've got some of these big things done, now we can concentrate on how we're going to use what we've got now to push the message out further.
Yes. We agree on Doug and what he's doing. I think that's a big number, and I just absolutely love what he's doing. But it's a big number dollar wise. But I'm for the dollar amount, I just can't imagine the city getting any better return for that money spent.
I feel exactly the same way, Gordon. I mean, if we had more money, I think we could put a little more towards advertising. But now we've got what we need to sort of go forward and see how we can use it.
Yes, I agree. Jamie, comments on it at all?
No, I definitely agree. I think Doug has really helped us promote us along. So I definitely agree that he's an asset.
Yeah.
And I agree with too that we've got so many things in place now. It's nice to be at this place to move forward from here.
Right.
So I think we can do more with less too.
Yes, very good. Roberta, comments at all?
No, I would agree with Jim's comments. We do have a good portfolio now that we can draw from. And if we all take advantage of it by using it on social media and that, because it's available to all of the members of the marketing committee, I think we can do a lot ourselves with what we have been provided.
Bruce, any kind, I know you're just new, any comments at all? Bruce, Paul?
I'm very impressed with what Doug presents.
Okay. Okay, very good. Paul? And I know.
Great job.
Okay, very good.
Very impressive.
Very good. Thank you. So we'll address the budget with the next meeting. Any other business at this time? Anything else that we should discuss? I'm sorry, I've gone over 35 minutes on the meeting, but any other thing we should discuss? Next meeting date, we're looking at Thursday, December the 29th. I know it's holidays. Can we do it? I'd like to, address basically it'll be about the budget. It's basically, can we do it? Any comments or that's not a good date?
Okay with me.
Probably fine, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, great.
Yeah, I just put it on my calendar, so
Very
that's
good.
good.
Thank you. That's great. Very good. Thank you. A little longer meeting, but very productive meeting. And I guess, is there a motion here to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Is there a second?
A second.
Second,
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
aye.
very good. Thank you. Very good. Thank you for your involvement today.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Lord.
Gordon.
Gordon.
Yeah.